So, hello everybody. Here we are today at the Paris Philharmonic. This is where I give my class now. As you can see, maybe you can see, it's a really lovely studio. I don't know if you can still smell the varnish. Everything's very new here, just opened this year in January. So here we are in June, and back to playtabla.com after quite some time. We haven't put any new things on. So I'm going to talk today, firstly, about the left hand. So look, left hand, we call it the bayan. Bayan means left. So the left hand drum, look, this is the drum that students have been working on. And as you can see, there's a great deal of talcum powder that got left. So this is not good for the drum. It doesn't harm the drum, but it cuts down the sound. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take, look, usually tabla hammers have this flat part here. It's for pulling up the straps. So this flat part you should check first. First check that there are no sharp edges or anything that's going to damage the skin. And what we do is we scrape. So this is a very delicate thing to do. And as you can see, I'm just scraping off this mixture of sweat and talcum powder. Look at it. There's really a lot there. Look at this. It's terrible. And all this is dampening the sound. So you shouldn't do this with water. Alright, you should keep it dry. Check that the talcum powder doesn't get under this second skin here, the quinoa. Just clean it up. This too is going to dampen the sound. So if I go on a little bit longer, I can get it nice and clean. But here I've cleaned it up quite a bit. So it's helped get back to its original sound. So this left hand is very important for the tabla. It's very typical of the tabla. And there you go. It's the fifth down. You can be tuned or to the fifth or to the octave. If the bayan can go right down to the octave, it's better. If you're not, you're on the fifth. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Okay, so it's the fifth lower than the tabla. Let's break down what we're doing with this left hand. What we're doing actually, particularly in the Benares style that you're seeing, I'm demonstrating for you, we use the two middle fingers here. And this is the basic stroke, look. I'm not touching with the wrist yet. Just nice and freely. You can do this, it's good exercise. Try and get the two fingers coming down together. And make as much sound as you can. So, what we do with the bayan is, actually we're doing this. This is a very typical stroke. I don't know if you've seen these Arabian drums, like a duff, or a tumbak, or the darbuka. And they use a lot this kind of stroke on the vertical skin. Here we're playing horizontally, but the principle is the same. Now look, I'm just playing with the two middle fingers. You can hear the sound it's making. But now I'm just gonna gently touch with the wrist. Now let's hear the difference again. Hear the sounds going go, 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 go. You've got lots of harmonics coming off. And as soon as I touch with the wrist, actually I'm controlling the sound. And this is why we touch with the wrist, is to control the sound. Students beginners, we see the tabla players making this kind of movement. So students have a tendency to think that this is the stroke, like this, as if I'm plucking on a guitar chord string or something. But the stroke is not this. Actually, the fingers are going round and coming back up and going round and coming back up. but the stroke is actually from above to below. You're just falling down into the skin. So don't start doing this kind of thing. You won't get any sound. Just let the fingers drop. And just touch. We see also when the tabla player is playing, he's making a great deal of effort here with his left hand. So young tabla players, new tabla players have a tendency to go pressing away into the skin here, but what you're doing actually is you're stopping the sound. This touch here with the wrist has to be very delicate. It's very delicate. What's making your arm ache is the fact that you're holding the weight and not pushing the weight into the skin. Just have a nice, long, resonating sound. So let's go back to this. Let's go back to the thing. You can try it for yourselves. Just drop the fingers down and just touch the wrist. And you can hear you're controlling the sound. So if I press more, the sound's going to go up. But the higher the sound goes, the less it resounds. The less I have resonance. Cuts the sound. So, when we're just doing single strokes like this, everything's arriving at the same time, the wrist and the two fingers, then I just let it go. So you can hear there are two sounds here. There are the two sounds, because as I touch, I just have a little pressure. Can you hear it? It's going doom, doom, doom. So it's the first sound, and then the resonance. So for beginners, this is the first thing. In Benares, we use two fingers, we use middle finger, we use middle finger and index. Certain styles, if you see Guday Maharaj from Benares, he uses this ring finger and index. Goes very fast. Or middle finger, index. And if you want big sounds, use the two fingers. Any questions? Okay, thank you.